Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's time for another predictions video. We've done League 2, now it's time for League 1. Where will your team finish? First of all guys, I want to apologise for my very red eye. I don't know what is happening there, but we'll ignore it and get onto these predictions. And we start at the bottom of League 1, 24th place. I'm unfortunately predicting Wigan Athletic to come bottom this season. It's a disgrace what's happened there. Back-to-back relegations they could face. Their squad has been completely dismantled. They just need to keep the club afloat at the moment. If you look at the players that have left, Jamal Lowe's gone to Swansea, Kiefer Moore to Cardiff, Joe Gelhardt's gone to Leeds, Anthony Robinson's gone to Fulham. That's just a few of them who have left the club. In fact, 9 of the 11 that started on the last day against Fulham have now left the club. It's an absolute disgrace. Only Sam Morsey looks like he's going to stay and captain the side. Heroic from him, but the squad's not good enough for League 1. They're not sure who the manager's going to be after Paul Cook's departure. It's all a bit of a shambles, and they're in for another rough season. A disgrace from the EFL to have let this happen, but Wigan, I think you're going to come bottom. In 23rd, I've gone for Rochdale, going down with Wigan. In fact, their team looks really weak this season. They've lost Ian Henderson. Of course, he went to Salford, top scorer last season. Callum Camps has left as well. Luke Matheson's joined Wolves permanently. It's a weak squad looking at this. I mean, they have brought in Alex Newmy from Chorley, which looks like a decent signing, but Brian Barry Murphy, he's going to have his hands full this term if he is to keep this Rochdale team up. Finished 18th last term. I don't think they've got any better. They're going to play that 4-1-2-1-2 system. I'm not sure it's going to be enough for them to stay up, so I'm going Rochdale in 23rd. On to 22nd, I'm going for Wimbledon, unfortunately. AFC Wimbledon to finish 22nd and be relegated. Of course, the big news coming out of Wimbledon this season is the fact they're finally back playing games in Wimbledon at the new Plough Lane. Unfortunately, some fans aren't going to get to be there with the whole coronavirus thing going on. If the fans were there, I'd probably predict them to stay up, and if they get in sooner, the better for Wimbledon. But if you look at their signings, it's been okay. Ollie Palmer's come in from Crawley. He'll partner Joe Pigott perhaps up top. That could do some damage in this league. Alex Woodyard and Jacob Oxenden on loan from Brentford. I've absolutely butchered his name there. They can make a decent midfield partnership, and Hodges has done okay since he came in as manager back in October. He's won 10 of his 30 games in charge. They could well stay up, but I'm not convinced by this squad, so I'm predicting them to finish 22nd. 21st next, and I'd like to say I think there's a clear bottom 6 teams in this division this year, and I'll move on to Northampton, who I think are going to finish 21st. Of course, they won the League 2 playoffs last season, but I think they've been weakened again this summer. Charlie Good, the biggest exit, he's gone to Brentford, but also Verdane Oliver, he's left for Gillingham. They were 2 real crucial parts of the promotion winning team. That direct style of play, really difficult to deal with, and Keith Curle's going to go for that again. I think it's going to be really tricky for them to stay in League 1 this season. In fact, 6 of the starting 11 that beat Exeter in the League 2 playoff final are no longer at the club, including starman West Brom loanee Callum Morton from last season. So it's going to be really, really tricky for Keith Curle this season. I think they'll just fall short. Up to 20th and staying safe from the drop, I've gone for Shrewsbury Town and Sam Ricketts, the manager there. I'm not convinced by him. He's still pretty much a rookie manager. They've got a few decent midfielders, the likes of Oliver Norburn and Sean Goss make a decent pairing. Jason Cummins, is he going to be up front on his own? Is he going to be playing wide? I think there might be a lack of goals in this system, a system that Ricketts looks like he's going to try and change from the system he played last season, try and be a bit more fluid. I'm not convinced by Shrewsbury Town this season. I'm happy to be proven wrong. I do like Sam Ricketts, former Coventry player, of course. He could make progress this season and get them further up the table. I think they'll be safe just. Okay, up to 19th, I've gone for MK Dons and manager Russell Martin. A big reason for that is the players they've lost this window. Alex Gilby to Charlton is a big loss from last season, but the main one, of course, Reece Healy left for Toulouse. A good move for him, I think, but hammer blow to MK Dons heading into the new season. You look at the players they've got. Richard Keogh they've brought in. He had his injury issues, of course, last year. How's he going to recover from the car crash incident? But he is a bit of a leader with championship experience. He could do them well, as well as Lee Nichols in goal. We know what he can do. He's one of the standout performers at this level. I think the defence might just keep them up. I think Ben Gadwin is going to be key in midfield. They finished 19th last season. I'm not predicting them to do any better than that. So those are the bottom 6 teams. Those 4 go down, MK Dons and Shrewsbury, just to stay up. Let's get on to mid-table. Up to 18th, and anyone could finish anywhere in this mid-table. I've gone for Burton Albion because manager Jake Buxton, it's his first chance at this level. Obviously, he needs to be given the opportunity, but he's inexperienced. I'm not sure on a few of their signings. Michael Bostwick looks like a good purchase. Charles Vernham, can he do well at this level? Kane Hemmings, Luke Barney, Neil Erdley, it's all right there. They finished 12th last season. They have lost Scott Fraser, a big loss to them. Perhaps Lucas Akins needs to step up again and score the key goals. Is he going to be playing wide on the right? Probably. probably. I think they'll be clear of relegation. They could well finish higher. As I say, this mid-table is absolutely chaotic, but the reason I've put them in 18th is because of manager Jake Buxton. We're not sure what to expect from him. Up to 17th, I've gone for Accrington Stanley, a steady pair of hands in John Coleman in charge there. They'll be absolutely fine this season yet again. Sean McConville will stand out at this level. I really like him as a player. Obviously, they've lost Jordan Clark, the right winger, to Luton, so that is a big loss for them. But Colby Bishop, I think, can step up yet again this season. Look at what he did since signing from Leamington last season. 10 goals. I was impressed with him at this level. Hopefully, he can improve even more. And I think this Accrington side can actually score quite a lot of goals. Ryan Cassidy's come in on loan from Watford. Tom Allen's come in on loan from Newcastle's under-23s. He got 17 goals for them last season. I think this could be an exciting season for Accrington, but I don't think they'll do much better than 17th. Up to 16th, and this one might be a bit of a surprise to a few of you as well. Doncaster Rovers manager Darren Moore. They finished 9th last season. They've been pushing for the playoffs, but I really think they could struggle this season. There's a few reasons for this. They had a lot of loanees last season. Ben Sheaf has left. Cameron John has gone. Ben Whiteman, their best player, he could well leave for a championship club. Still, there's a long time to go in this window. Sadly has gone to Rotherham. They've been severely weakened, and their squad looks really small, including James Coppinger at the age of 39. I'm not convinced Darren Moore could get the best out of them at this level, but if he wasn't there, I'd be predicting them to finish much lower. Squad depth, a real issue in this season where we're going to see a lot of Saturday, Tuesday games. It's a small squad. They've not brought too many players in, and I think they could struggle this season. Doncaster in 16th. We're up to 15th. Again, this mid-table is so hard to call, isn't it? I've gone for Bristol Rovers in 15th. Manager Ben Gardner, he didn't do too well when he came in last season, tried to change the style of play there. Won just 2 of his 16 games in charge. That is poor. They could do a lot worse than this, to be honest. They've lost Johnson Clark-Harris to Peterborough. What a loss. He is top scorer last season, key man for the past couple of years, and Ollie Clark's gone as well, so they're looking a bit depleted, but his signings have been okay. I think Zane Westbrook's a great signing from Coventry. I think Jack Baldwin can star in defence again. Josh Grant has come in from Chelsea on a permanent deal, so it's going to be a big transition season this for Bristol Rovers. Many fans might want them to finish higher, but I think 15th will be a decent season for them, and then they can build next season perhaps for the playoffs. So I've gone for Bristol Rovers in 15th. Up to 14th now, I've gone for Crewe Alexandra, newly promoted from League 2. David Artell, what a squad he's built there. They're looking really good. They play great football. Perry Ng, one of the best right backs outside the Championship, I think, and also Harry Pickering, one of the best left backs outside the Championship. I think they're absolutely outstanding players. I think they've got a good midfield. Obviously, Charlie Kirk, he's a good attacking option. Ofran Zanzala, he could score goals. He's come in, and they've got rid of Paul Green in midfield, lacking a bit of experience, but then they've just replaced him with former player Luke Murphy. So I don't think they've weakened at all. I think they're looking good heading into the new season. I think they're a lot better than a few of the teams in League One last season. So I've predicted Crewe to have a good season and finish 14th. Up to 13th, and Lincoln City. I've gone for them. I found them hard to place this term, to be honest. Appleton's been trying to change the style of play a bit there this season. Perhaps he didn't have the players to quite do it last season, which led to a pretty poor finish for them. Joe Walsh, Theo Archibald, Liam Bridcut have all come in, as well as Adam Jackson. Hopefully they suit his style of play a bit more and can get the results on the pitch. They don't have Tyler Walker on loan this season, of course. He's joined Coventry permanently, and they'll be looking to maybe Tom Hopper to replace the goals that he has left in the team. It's tough to place them this season. I've gone for 13th. It should be an improvement. On to 12th, and I've gone for Charlton Athletic, without a doubt the hardest team to predict this year. I've put them bang in the middle of the table due to their off-the-field issues. Hopefully, Thomas Sangard can get his takeover over the line and they can focus on what's going on the pitch, because it's looking decent for them this season. I've already mentioned Alex Gilby they picked up from MK Dons. Chuck Sanike and Jake Forster-Caster. They've got Ern Oztema at this level is decent, and on paper, they've probably got a top 6 squad. They've certainly got a top 6 manager in Lee Bowyer. So can they get themselves sorted is the big question. If they can, they can push to the top half, perhaps the playoffs. If they can't, it's looking likely they might be even kicked out of the Football League. Really worrying times for Charlton. I really hope they get over the line. I hope they get a top half finish in League One this season. Up to 11th place, and a relegated side from the Championship this season. You've heard on this channel before how much I dislike what they did last season. It's Hull City. Manager Grant McCann needs to stop the losing mentality that ingrained itself into this side last season. But on paper, they've made some good signings and they've got a decent League One squad. Richie Smallwood, he's got experience. Greg Doherty's decent. Lewis Coyle at right back, good signing. I like the look of him. Josh McGuinness and Tom Eaves both know how to score goals at this level, but I'm less than convinced by the manager, Grant McCann. I'm not sure he can do it at Hull City. I think he could well end up getting sacked this season. I think he could stop them having a playoff charge. So I've gone for Hull in 11th. We move on to the top 10 and I've gone for Plymouth Argyle. And manager Ryan Lowe fully deserves his chance at League One at this level after 2 promotions from League Two back-to-back. Excellent manager, a club on the up. I'm looking forward to seeing how Argyle get on this season. Lewis McLeod has come in from Wigan. Ryan Hardy, they've got back on loan. He'll score them the goals. Done well to get him from Blackpool, I think, this season. Perhaps there's a few defensive worries in that back three he likes to play. Hopefully Newcastle loanee Kellard Watts will help with that defensive issue. But I think Plymouth will do really, really well this season. I think a top 10 finish would be spectacular for both them and Ryan Lowe. Good luck to them. Up to 9th, and perhaps the most difficult team to play in the division this year is going to be Gillingham and Steve Evans. What a horrible, horrible team he has built to play against this season. Verdane Oliver's coming from Northampton. He is huge. He can partner John Akinde maybe. There's going to be absolute chaos when those two play up front together. I mean, Ed Walker from the D3, D4 football podcast called them the paracetamol pair, because that's what you need after you play them. And I absolutely love that phrase. I'm going to steal that one from Ed myself, but it's going to be absolute chaos when you play Gillingham this season. They've brought in Cole Dempsey from Fleetwood, a great signing in midfield, and they've got a long thrower, Ryan Jackson from right back, to also cause chaos. Are they going to be the Stoke from the Premier League in League One this season? They kept 13 clean sheets last season. They should be aiming for a top 10 finish and perhaps pushing for a playoff place. Up to 8th, Swindon Town and Richie Wellens, another promoted team, League Two champions last season. I think his style of play will suit this division down to the ground. You look at who they've missed out on or lost perhaps though. Owen Doyle, top scorer last season, went to Bolton. Jerry Yates went to Blackpool as well. So they need to look to maybe Tyler Smith to bring them the goals this season. They've brought in 3 Smiths, Tyler, Matt and Johnny this season. They'll be hoping the Swindon Town light never goes out. And you look at Zeki Friars, he will be looking to step up again at the back this season. But Swindon in 8th, I think they'll be in the top 10. Up to 7th and just missing out on the playoffs, I've gone for Ipswich Town. Paul Lambert yet again just missing out on the playoffs. I think 11th last term after they spent a lot of the season in the top 2. It was a brutal collapse for them, but you look at their squad on paper, it's absolutely fantastic for this level. Flynn Downs, he could leave, but he's absolutely brilliant in midfield. Kane Vincent-Young, Luke Wolfenden, they've brought in Ollie Hawkins as well as a target man from Portsmouth. Caden Jackson up front. They could lose James Norwood, we're not sure what's happening there, but they're still a strong squad at this level. The thing is, they need consistency. Paul Lambert used 38 players last season, 7 different formations. He just needs a bit of consistency. He needs a settled squad if they are to break into the playoffs. I think they're just going to miss out. And we're into the playoffs, the top 6. And in 6th, I've gone for Portsmouth and Kenny Jackett. They finished 5th last term. They got 42 points at home out of 54 possible at Fratton Park last season. Absolutely remarkable home form. They'll be relying on that again this season, and they'll also be relying on Ronan Curtis. For me, he's one of the standout players in this division. They've got Ellis Harrison as well. Hopefully he can score them goals along with John Marquise. I think he can gel this team together. Sean Raggett, centre-back, huge signing, joins permanently. He was good for them last season. Marcus Harness as well. It's a great squad at this Portsmouth team. I think Kenny Jackett, obviously the fans are still questioning what he can do, but he should be able to get them into the top 6. I think others have improved, but they will make the playoffs. Portsmouth in 6th. Up to the top 5, and in 5th, I've gone for Sunderland. Manager Phil Parkinson in charge there. If you look at their squad, it's absolutely incredible on paper. Max Power, Chris Maguire, both standouts at this level. Charlie Wycombe, Will Grigg can score goals at the back. Jordan Willis, Luke O'Nien, excellent. Conor McLaughlin in goal. On paper, it's fantastic. One of the best in the division. They're a huge club with a huge fan base, but I don't think they're going to finish in the top 2 because I have my question marks still over manager Phil Parkinson. I'm not sure he's the man to get them into the automatic promotion places, even though they've only conceded 18 goals in 25 since he came into the club. So he's sorted the defence out. Can he get them going up front? I'm not too sure. So Sunderland in 5th. Up to 4th, and I'm gone for Fleetwood Town. I think they did excellently last season. Joey Barton did excellently. He's got a year of experience under his belt. They only lost to Wycombe in the playoff semi-final. It was a good season for them. They have lost Harry Suter, gone back to Stoke on loan, the centre-back. Of course, Morgan Boys is coming from Liverpool. He'll hopefully be an able replacement. They've also brought in Callum Camps, who I like, from Rochdale. Paul Coots is still there in the middle, a standout at this level. And then Paddy Madden and Ched Evans are always going to score goals. I think with Barton having a bit more experience. I think Jordan Rossiter is a good signing from Rangers. They've got Wes Burns, of course, Josh Morris. I think this is a good squad at this level, solid. They're going to be difficult to play against. They're going to be difficult to beat. Good settled squad. Joey Barton's got a year of experience, and I think they're going to finish 4th. Up to third now and just missing out on automatic promotion, I've gone for Blackpool, which might be a bit of a surprise to a few of you. Manager Neil Critchley coming in from Liverpool's under-23s, and I think he's going to be a good influence on this squad. And you look at some of the signings they've made in his first transfer window. Jerry Yates is coming from Rotherham. We know what he can do. CJ Hamilton, he's a pacey man. He can come in from Mansfield and do well. Keshi Anderson has been playing under Richie Wellens at Swindon, so he knows the kind of style of play, the high press, the high intensity that Critchley is going to implement here. 20-year-old Bez Lubala has joined from Crawley as well. He's got so many attacking options, so many in fact he was able to loan out yet again Ryan Hardy to Plymouth. At the back, Marvin Ekpiteta comes in to hopefully improve that defence. I think with this transfer window still ongoing, there's going to be a few Liverpool loanees to come into this side. He's got the relationship there. The only reason I've not put Blackpool in the top two, and that's how confident I feel about them this season, is it's just Critchley's debut season and he's got to get these players to settle in his first season in charge. But I really think they'll finish in the top six. And up to second, and to banish their playoff woes from last season, I've gone for Oxford United and Carl Robinson in charge there. Of course, they've lost Rob Dickey to QPR. He was so good last season, wasn't he? But they've got Rob Aitchison, who can hopefully replace him quite capably. I think this Oxford squad looks really good. They've got John Massinio at the back. He's an option. Elliot Moore to replace Dickey as well. So I think they'll be fine in that regard. Not too much has changed other than that from last season. They've got Robinson's style of play. They play good attacking football. They dominate possession. I'd expect them to win most games that they dominate. And of course, the big signing for them, Matty Taylor, has come in as a permanent signing. He will score them the goals. They've got James Henry. He can create the goals for Taylor. I think they'll make a really good partnership there. And Liam Kelly's coming on loan yet again. Daniel Adji's a good striking option off the bench. They've got a great squad. They've got an excellent manager. They've got a settled style of play. They were unlucky to lose that playoff final on another day. It could have gone their way, but I think they'll bounce back this season. I think they'll finish in the top two. They could even win the title, but I've got them finishing second. And my champions of League One this season are none other than Peterborough United, the team with a massive chip on their shoulder for how the season finished last season. Of course, they missed out on the playoffs due to the points per game decision, and Barry Fry is fuming. He wants this to be their revenge season. Of course, they lost Ivan Toney to Brentford. He was the top scorer in the division last season, but they've brought in JCH Johnson Clark-Harris from Bristol Rovers, and we know he's proven at this level to score goals. And of course, he's going back to the club that let him go on the cheap, so he'll have something to prove definitely in the bit between his teeth. Of course, they've got Mo Issa as a backup if he doesn't work out, and also Sariki Dembele. What a forward line that could be. Sammy Schmodix is great at this level. They've brought in Ryan Broom from Cheltenham, one of the best midfielders in League Two last season. I've got no doubt he can make the step up for Peterborough this season. Christy Pym is one of the best keepers at this level in League One for me. Reece Brown's coming on loan from Huddersfield. This squad is just exceptional. Mark Beavers brings experience at the back, and Dan Butler can whip in those set pieces all day long. For me, they look like champions, they seem like champions, and they have determination coming out of their noses to win this title. For me, Peterborough United are going to win League One this season. So there we are, guys. They are my 24-1 predictions. Let me know what you think down below. Who's going up, who's going down? I'm keen to hear your thoughts. Leave a like and subscribe on the video for more. Of course, check out my League Two predictions if you haven't already, and there's the Championship ones to come, so stick around for them. But for now, guys, that is it. I will see you on the next one.